I'm so sorry. I'm still learning how to use TikTok on a daily basis. So sorry for the distraction, please. We'll go back. I promise not to be distracted again. Sorry, guys. So, like I was saying, we are talking about detachment today. And I mentioned that, okay, it occurred to me that, okay, let's talk about detachment because last week I was scrolling through the street of social media, IG to be precise, and on one of the comment section, an individual made a comment stating that detachment is probably um, one of the most, let me get his actual words, sorry. So I have to get the word. Okay, so he said detachment is probably the most real type of love. So that was his comment, and I'm like, why? Why would anyone feel like, because to me as at then, before going deeper to like read more about detachment and understand it for what it is, I felt like detachment is when you're trying, like when you're taking yourself out of a situation or a team. Do you get? So I just felt like, why would you taking yourself out of a relationship, the real type of love? How is it real? So I had to pick up my dictionary to search the word detachment and be sure that I actually understand the meaning of the word detachment. And having checked, I got to know that yes, I mean alignment with the meaning that I always had in mind, but at the same time, it also had a deeper meaning. So welcoming with Valley. So it stated that it can also be a deliberate strategy for making difficult situations or relationship for managing, sorry, it can be a deliberate strategy for managing difficult situations or relationship. So this really got me thinking, and I'm like, yeah, that's true, because I felt like I found myself portray such attitudes, like when I'm in situations that I feel like is no longer healthy or is no longer becoming pleasant for me, I try to take myself out. It could be friends. Like, when you move with certain friends at the time, probably on your first meet, you've not known them for who they really are or their characters, how they portray themselves or certain things they do because you're just meeting them for the first time. So maybe in the long run, in the course of the relationship, you get to see some attitude that you feel like, oh, this doesn't portray the kind of person that I am. And if maybe people sees me with this person, the popular word saying that goes that, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are, they might kind of think that, oh, we are really of the same character, we are actually birds of the same feather probably. So when I start noticing this, I try to withdraw myself. I'll start taking myself out completely. Sometimes I can do it in a very harsh way, and sometimes I do it in subtle ways that for me I feel like it's subtle, but when they come to say, oh, you're no longer like you no longer take reply, or even maybe when I invite you, you no longer attend my functions and all, they make it seem as though that the way I'm trying to like detach or come out of harsh. So I had to read further, and I was like, how do one really detach themselves from certain situations that they find no longer pleasing? And then I thought about it in relationship also. Sometimes when you're in a relationship and you feel like you're really in love, you feel like without that person you can't go a day without that person and all, and times come maybe you both are now falling out of love or friendship, or one party is falling out of love already and they are withdrawn. All of a sudden they no longer speak to you, they no longer attend to your needs, they no longer want to be associated with you or seen around you. Do you get? So it makes me, and then you find out that you end up surviving, you end up moving on, and before you know it, you've even jumped into another relationship and you've forgotten about the other person. Is as though they never existed. Do you get? So that got me really thinking. I was not thinking. Sometimes when we say we are in love, are we really in love or we are attached? We are emotionally attached to this persons. And when it's no longer benefiting for us, we detach ourselves so easily without feeling any guilt, pain, or anything. So that's what maybe made me thought of bringing up the topic for discourse. And I'd like for us to share before I go further. I don't know if anyone has anything to talk about it because, like I mentioned, on my sometimes I don't want to call it podcast. I want to like call it maybe like a talk show also because I want it to be an interactive section whereby everyone in the box talk. And most times I even feel shy when I'm on the big box. It feels that though I'm always on the big box alone. I want to rotate it. I want someone to take up the big box one day, give us their own point of view, share their thoughts and opinion with us, and we all get to like, God, I beg, why are you begging God? And we all get to hear our views on it and also like have recommendations, suggestions as whatever as it may be. God, I beg, why are you begging God exactly? BK, sorry, I didn't miss you. You have to be in the big box, so why? Don't worry, talk. I'll not put you in the big,
You
big,
know,
big box. I'll put you, we'll be on the equal box. If that's what is making you shy away. I hear someone's mic beeping.
hello,
Alex, is that you? You want to say
can you hear
something?
me?
Yes, I can hear you, please.
Yes. Yeah, I just realized there's some connection between this and last week's topic. Between this and last
Exactly.
week's topic,
Yes.
codependency. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Codependency is like a form of attachment too,
Mm-hmm.
and detachment is detachment is having to remove yourself from that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, it's necessary. I think detachment. Yeah, detachment is good. I don't personally my own style of relationships. Like I don't know. I hope I'm not a nihilist or something or a sadist, but I feel as if just leading to last week's topic, if you are too attached to somebody 24/7, you always feel the need to always want to call. If you don't speak with somebody in one day, you never do alright. That kind of thing. And you do this for a very long time. It makes somebody feel somehow at some point. I'm speaking from experience. So at some point, I couldn't. It was like at that time. At that time, it was like an everyday thing. It was like an everyday thing, and yeah, I was trying to be like a good guy. Like be like say I be devil. But at some point it became somehow. I couldn't just. So yeah, it's something. So for I think for a healthy relationship, right, it's necessary from time to time to just take some few moments sometimes to detach a bit. They say distance, Abi. What do they call it? They say distance makes the heart grow fonder. Yeah. So if I think as much as you need to be in each other's space, right? As much as you need to be in each other's space, I think there's sometimes there should be some room for just let's just for a while, we will just there for a while, not too long. May not be like say we dey pause the relationship. But yeah, so yeah, it's necessary sometimes. I think for a healthy relationship, for just a few minutes, just for a while, take a break. Maybe if you're in a distance, if you speak 6 hours every day, or maybe you speak 2 hours every day, the next day, maybe 1 minute. How you doing, babe? You're good. Is everything all right? All right. I had a very long day. I had a very long day. Hope you're fine. Can we talk tomorrow? Those kind of things, It doesn't have to be every day. You chat. Maybe I'm jabbering now, but yeah, I think personally, right? I think I think it's necessary to from time to time just detach once in a while. Just lean back. Have your personal space or personal time just from time to time. I think that's what makes a healthy relationship. Because if you every day constant badgering, you see it gets tiring, man. It gets tiring. Man. So that's maybe that's my opinion. I don't know how correct it is. I think for me, right, I think it's necessary to once in a while, even from not just romantic relationships, right, every other kind of relationship. Like even if it's not romantic, maybe it's like your friend now. Like may your friend not see you finish. Say it now, that's what they do. Yeah, sometimes. So I think it's necessary for relationships, basically, from time to time, to have some certain level of detachment, not complete, not continuous or too continuous, but from time to time, just once in a while, detach. Marriage,
Okay.
Abby.
Um, yes. You said that in relationship, it's advisable you detach from some period. Do you get? That's what you said, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Just like AJ just mentioned in the comment section that how do you detach in marriage, right? That was the question. How do you take a break in
Yeah,
marriage?
yeah, yeah. So,
Exactly. So which is like a
yeah,
form of detachment.
that,
Mhm.
yeah,
So now,
yeah.
let's
You
say
have,
we are in
I
a
think,
relationship now.
you,
Okay,
yeah.
Alex, I want to ask you a question. Let's say we are in a relationship now, and I'm used to talking to you every day. Like, let's say maybe in a day we talk 3 times in a day. We get to say our good mornings, especially if we are not in the same location. Do you get? We get to say
All
our good
right.
mornings and how we intend to go about our day. Do you get? And at noon, you probably check on me or I check on you to ask you how your day is going. And when you're about to rounding off the day to shut down, we call to say our good nights. Do you get? And then you get to this point that you feel like you need to detach a little and you're going off from me. Let's say for that very day, I reach out to you, you're not answering. It's unlike you.
No,
And
no,
even
no,
throughout
no,
the whole
not,
day,
no,
you did
not like
not bother
that.
to like maybe return the gesture. Do you get? So don't you think that will make me feel a
Not
type
like
of way?
that.
It will make me feel like maybe you're
I
tired of
understand.
the relationship and you're trying to break up with me.
I understand. I understand. Okay,
Okay.
let me try and clarify or make it. This kind. Oh God. Once. So what I
And
mean is, at least
we are living in
what
a
I mean is they are
student zone,
passing and
so
there's
we
also come out.
definitely get a lot of noise.
I don't tire for this ones, honestly. So what I
Okay, tell
mean,
me.
I mean like I think for a relationship it's necessary to check in, right? It's very important to check in, like check in once in a while, check almost every day actually, right? Almost every day. But there's a if the style is if the pattern is a way of codependency, is a very codependent per se, like how do I put it? If there's no
Like
if the
maybe the feelings is
individual
not mutual.
or if one of the individual,
Maybe the effort in the
yes,
relationship
yes,
is more
it's not
from one
mutual.
partner. Is that what you're trying to say?
Ex- Yes, if I mean if one of them has no feeling of self agency, I hope I'm clear. Like if the person doesn't have any self agency, like maybe like every small thing, you need this person to do, and every small thing, now this one, every small thing, you know. And I'm not saying you shouldn't rely on your partner. Like everybody has needs, right? You both have needs for each other, right? But if it's yeah, as you said, if it's maybe more or less one sided, right, it becomes more or less like a problem, you know. But the thing is, it's a soup, it's a really complicated soup, right? But I feel as if maybe this is just my, I feel checking in from time to time every day is necessary, right? It's necessary, especially if you're in a long distance relationship. Checking from time to time, I think it's absolutely necessary. Good morning, babe. How was your night? Fine, fine, fine. Let's chat in the afternoon. All right, yeah, okay, those kind of things, right? Every day checking. But if you're chatting 2 hours or 3 hours every day and you take that as, yeah, it's, you need to marry the right partner, right? So this is for me basically. I believe in checking in. Let me just state this for me, my own pattern. I believe in checking in, always checking in, especially if you're not in the same vicinity, right? But if I have a partner, I understand my partner's needs, right? I will always try as much as possible to meet those needs, even if it means I have to talk to a certain extent every day. But sometimes I might just be like, babe, I'm so tired. I'm really tired. Can we just chat for a bit so I can maybe rest a bit? Is that okay by you? You know, those kind of, just from time to time, you know, I will always accommodate my partner, whatever her needs, you know. Well, you know, it just depends. It's understanding. You have the right person beside you. If you guys understand each other, I think you guys are good.
Okay, my tab is hanging. I don't know, maybe too much workload. I wanted to bring something from it. Actually, a quote that I had pinned down. So, but it's actually just there, and I don't know. So, um, God, I beg in the comment section, mention that what are the examples of detachment. When I was reading through, you could have emotional, psychological detachment, and you can have like physical detachment. So let's say, for instance, going back to our conversation of last week that has to do with codependency, if you have someone who is an addict or who is abusive and you're trying to detach from them, you can detach from them by not being around them physically or calling them out, letting them know that what you're doing is no longer acceptable. Allowing them take responsibilities for their action and face consequences all by themselves, not trying to like maybe share the burden of their consequences. So I think these are ways of actually detaching from such person. Do you get? But where I come in, where I was finding it a bit confusing, was where he mentioned that is like one of the best type of love. So that got me questioning my sense of love. Like, detaching from someone is like a rare form of love. Could it be, yeah, if maybe when you're talking about the codependency aspect where one partner is unwilling to like make a change for themselves, really unwilling to like better themselves, and you have been the one taking responsibility for whatever consequences of their action is. Do you get? So, but in a situation where it's just maybe two lovers or couples who are married, and at some point the other partner feels like he needs to detach, like, how do you manage such situation, and in what better ways do you feel like you can actually detach from your partner that it will not make them feel like you've hurt them? Do you get? Okay, Alex said we've got different ways. My tab is
Mom, you cannot eat rice only in the night. If you eat it,
Mommy, don't give them
Rice in the
rice.
evening too. They need rice in the evening too.
Angel rice. Angel loves rice. Comes down to mutual understanding. Okay? Does any
Um,
wait,
Inex,
Valley, you want
can
to
you
say
guys hear me?
something?
Sorry, I was busy.
Yes, I can
Okay,
hear
which
you.
Valley want?
Okay.
Let me
okay,
just say
yeah.
something before I get busy again. Sorry.
Okay.
Um,
Angel, go on.
I think the detachment
Okay,
part
wait,
from
please
what
just
you were
Alex, I wanted
explaining.
to say you should even go on because wait will take its time.
Yes, yes, and I'm
Okay.
kind of busy now. So I think what the person is saying, or another way to look at detachment is if you're in a relationship with someone and you feel
Mm-hmm.
that person is not good enough for you. Some people will prefer to just stop calling and stop reaching out. The best way to end it instead of telling you to your face, knowing fully well you didn't do anything. That's another way to look at detachment. So to them, it's a way of showing you I love you by letting you go. You know that statement of if you love someone, you have to let the person go. If it's for you, the person will come back.
You let me.
Yeah, so something like that. I think that's another way of looking at detachment. But when it comes to um,
Okay.
marriage and you're saying you need to take a break, eh, well, everybody is different, and everybody. I'm the clingy type. The day you take a break out, my mind will start running up and down. Something is wrong. I'm doing something is wrong. So either it's from me or it's from you, but something is wrong. So yeah, that's just my opinion.
So yeah. We can no longer hear you. You're done talking. Okay, you're muted. Hello, Angel. Is it your network or you still want to say something? The way she muted, I don't think she was done with what she was saying.
She was done. She had actually done, yeah.
Okay, with Valley.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Thank
okay,
you. Thank
okay.
you very much.
With Valley, yeah, you can go on with what you want.
The network seems to be unstable. I don't know why. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, in my understanding, my simple understanding of the word detachment, to me, I think detachment has a
Yes,
lot to
yes, I
do
can hear you.
with yes, detachment. The way I look at it, the way I
I
understand.
can hear you. I can hear you actually. And I guess everyone else can hear you as
Hear me.
with Valley,
So what I'm saying is,
we can hear you.
okay. So yes, what I was saying,
Mm.
detachment, the way I look at it, to me, in my understanding, when the word is said, what comes into my mind? Entanglement. Like, then there is a very big problem. I think you're not getting me. I don't know what's wrong with the network. Is the network fine now? Can you guys get me?
I can hear you.
Oh, some other people can hear me. It's only
Yeah,
Hinex who can.
we can hear you. I think it's her network.
Oh yeah, disregard my
Yes, a network.
disregard me.
Annex.
Go on. But I can hear you still. Though I seem as
Okay,
though there's
okay,
a delay, but I
okay.
can hear you.
Okay, fine. Let me go on. So what I was saying, the way I look at detachment is has a lot to do with the emotional entanglement. You know, sometimes when you're in a relationship with a person you love, when it's not a kind of a relationship where you go to extract something from another person, but it's real love, like you feel so much into this person, there will always be some emotional bond. Okay, so when you get emotionally bonded, sometimes you can reach a point where it becomes difficult to detach from that because of the strong kind of entanglement that happened emotionally on an emotional level. So Now detaching from that, it can be hideous sometimes. So I think there are two kinds of a relationship. There is this kind of a relationship where there is no emotional attachment. So that one is very easy to detach. In fact, it's not even detachment, it is walking away from the relationship. Okay? So detachment comes in, it only makes sense when there is an emotional entanglement, when there is a very strong bond between the two people, and you have to move on when this person like withdraws and you're still attached to this person. So that's when it's going to be very difficult for you. So to like in the same line, I think the best examples of detachment is when you love someone and a person withdraws, no longer cares about you, no longer ghosts you, is no longer communicating with you, and you're still in love. So like taking the initiative to disconnect it or to disentangle from that relationship, it can be very painful. Another example of that is, for example, you have your loved ones, like a mother, like a partner in a relationship, like your child, and maybe one of those people passes away, you know. When that person passes away, you have to detach from that pain, from that emotional reaction. It can also be difficult sometimes. So, how can you disentangle? How can you detach from such a relationship? There are like in such situations. How can you detach from that? I think the best way, there are many ways of looking at this. The first way, to me, is first of all not to get attached. When you go into a relationship, you try so much not to get emotionally involved. You get involved in the activities that are taking place, but you don't get emotionally involved. Okay, because I know it is very difficult for many people, because it's something that happens on unconscious level. Okay, it happens automatically for many people. But if you go into a relationship when you're conscious, when you're paying attention, you can get fully involved into a relationship without giving away your, how is it called? Giving away your sovereignty, like giving away all your powers to be controlled by one person. By the way, it's very dangerous to give a permission to someone to decide how you're going to feel. For many people, they have no control over that, but it's very dangerous because this person is a human being. Today is in love, tomorrow can get something that can interfere that love. So giving 100% is like putting all your eggs in one basket. Okay, so you have to always leave a room for healing in case something happens. You know, it's not very good to like go into a relationship thinking that something bad might happen, but you know, for the first thing to do is not to get so much attached to the person going into in any form of a relationship, either a business relationship or intermediate relationship, any kind of a relationship. That's one. So another part, another detaching all these entangles of because of what might happen when you're in when one person has decided to move away from the relationship. The way to detach, one way of detaching is probably become conscious and start healing. You know, start doing work that you can do to heal your emotions. There are some actually there are some vibration. There are some, I don't know how they are called. They are called subliminal, down on a psychological level, and you heal yourself on an emotional level, on a very, very deep level. So that's one way. Of course, there is a lot of science behind it, but it can also be helpful for many people. But the most important thing is to be conscious when you're going into a relationship, so that you don't give 100% of your energy, of your attention to you. That's my submission.
Okay, I was going to ask, how do one deal with detachment? That's what I was going to ask. Because I heard With Valley was about mentioning that before my network went off. So I was going to ask, how do one deal with detachment in such situation whereby you are the one trying to detach? How do you do with that? Topic is covering your face though.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes, okay, you can go on.
Is it okay now, Angel?
Pido, you can go on.
Okay.
I cannot. Nothing at all.
You will
You
be
go
able
on. She
to.
can't hear you, but we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. All right. You will be able to hear us, but it's just that you will be hearing us not in real time. I just first of all want
Oh,
to,
okay.
before I'll either make any recommendation regarding how one can deal with detachment, I first want to agree with what Alice said regarding the amount of time that somebody spends on something. Of course, it also contributes to how, when it comes to time spent, how well the person can be detached. Even the money the person has spent will still affect it. The energy the person spent, it will still affect it. Just imagine, maybe you saw a lady, you took the lady abroad, you sent the lady abroad, the lady came back and she's no longer interested in the relationship. There are things, of course, they will start telling themselves, after all I have done, I did this, I did that. Of course, time spent on it contribute. Energy spent will definitely contribute. But in the area of attachment, my personal take is that attachment is not necessarily bad. There's nothing wrong in being attached. In fact, I feel you can't even actually be in love with somebody and not be attached to that person. That's why being in love is the support system. I don't know if anybody can hear me or I'm talking to myself.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you very
Okay,
well.
okay. So, like I said, attachment to someone you love is inevitable. Trying to suppress that attachment is like trying to suppress the love itself. That's why when it comes to marriage, I don't think there's even any question of discussing whether you are going to be attached or you're going to be attached. It's not something you take. The man is tired or the woman is tired as normal mental tired. There are times, okay, you are back from work, the person knows that you are tired. You can even communicate it that, I had a hectic day at work today. Look at how the day went. I said, I would have really loved to talk to you today, but okay, no problem. Let me just give you time to just rest. The person will understand. If he's mentally drained, the person will understand. If he or she is physically drained, the partner will also understand. That one has got nothing to do with attachment or attachment. Because when it comes to this, there has to be a reason. Because the thing is either the relationship is hurting you, it's either keeping you from, it's either,
I wanted to I wanted to ask you a question regarding what you just said, if it's okay.
okay, you can just ask so that, okay.
Yes, yes. So I wanted to like understand
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
where does detachment comes? Like, how do you get attached to someone, and do you think this attachment, is it emotional or is physical? And in your explanation, which kind of attachment are you talking about? Is it kind of physical or is emotional attachment?
Okay. Attachment is both physical and emotional. Sometimes you can't even differentiate between the two. You just know you need this person. Sometimes you just like to talk to the person. Sometimes you just like to chat with the person. Sometimes you might need the person's help physically. So most of whether mental or physical, they are intertwined. They go together because this is somebody you are in a relationship with. This is somebody you are in love with. In between, oh, this is mental, this is physical, this is
I
emotional.
like, okay, the reason why I asked that question, because, for example, if we have shares, we have a business, for example, and we
Yes.
have shares in the business, we have attachments to each other. For example, you're a head of finance, I mean the head of sales, and there is some interconnectedness that brings us together, and the finance affect me and affecting the business. So that's
Yes.
another form of detachment or attachment
Yes.
in another, which is not emotional. Yes, it can affect your emotions, but it's not emotional in a sense. There is another form of attachment and detachment that can happen on a level, and usually this happens in intimate relationships. Usually, like I'm in love with. We are being together in we have emotional support to each other. So sometimes, yes, time can be involved as it advances, entangled you get into this person emotionally. So here, emotionally, what we have to understand that we have to truly understand of the emotions. Okay, so if, for example, I'm in love with a person that I love, the attachment is emotional, and the emotional reactions are happening within me. Okay, yes, stimulate the emotion. When I look at you, I feel sweet emotions within myself, within my. Okay, so by looking at you, I stimulate a certain part of me. So realizing that fact, that when I look at you, you stimulate. By looking at you, give me permission to feel a certain way within myself. Okay, so if you understand that the emotion is created within you, not with the other person, the other person is just giving you psychological permission, not any other form of permission. It is psychological in your mind. Called love, feeling. So basically, when you understand that fact, it means it's like, if I may use an example, just imagine, unfortunately, God for king stick or a crutch. So you need a stick or a crutch to walk around. So that means you cannot walk without the crutch. You, okay? That means you're not different from this person who has a crutch, who cannot walk until he uses a stick. Both are crutches. One is an emotional crutch. Getting my point?
Yeah. I don't know if you can be specific with a particular question, like probably maybe just in one sentence.
Yes. Okay, like my question, I wanted to know if, like, because at first you said that you cannot differentiate between
Yes.
the emotional
Okay, okay,
attachment and
okay,
the physical
okay,
attachment.
okay, okay. Now, when it comes to emotions, the emotions that is inside of every one of us is what controls everything. If somebody gives you
Yes.
money, it is going to reflect in your mood and it will affect your emotion. It's your emotion that will control it and you will be happy. If some
Yes.
now most people might tend to classify that one as financial. If somebody gives you, probably the person helps clean your house, helps clean your car, you will be happy. The person just did some physical things for you. Now, certain persons might classify that one as physical support. Now, if somebody decides to pray for you, you will be happy. Oh, this person is wishing me well. He's praying for me. He's keeping me in his or her prayers. Certain person might say, okay, this is spiritual, but it is your emotions and your mood that that is reacting to all those things. That's why I said if we are just trying to detach them, we're probably only trying to only make the conversations long. That's why I said emotion is you trying to differentiate between all those things. They are all one. It's happening inside the same person, inside the same person's mind. That's why I said when you love somebody directly or indirectly, whether you like it or not, by choice or not by choice, you are going to be attached to that person. Because so long both of you are one, both of you are building support system for each other, and that support system is holding the two together at the center. So now when an individual is trying to detach from that support system, something would happen because the support system was a pillar holding both of them, holding their joy, holding their finance, holding their emotions, holding their everything. So once an individual is trying to leave that system, you see that individual is feeling as if, okay, this system is no longer benefiting me. As a matter of fact, probably this system is hurting me, or this system is stopping me from moving forward, or this system is stopping me from being happy. This system is stopping me from something I would have loved to enjoy that I'm not enjoying by virtue of being connected to this system. Then the person is not talking about detachment. Now the person wants to detach from this system now because this system is no longer benefiting him, which will now bring us back to when he's now when the question she asked, how can somebody detached? Of course, you must first of all be aware and be convinced in your spirit that no, this thing is not good for me. Once you accept
Okay, I get your point. But now, for a person who has made a decision, a conscious decision that this relationship is no longer serving my interests, okay, it is easy because that person is prepared. It is very easy for that person to make a decision to move on. But then, what about the other person? Okay, because now a relationship is between two people. This
Yes.
person has made up a decision. It is very easy for this person because it's something that has planned, okay, has given it enough thought and
Yes.
realized that no, according to my goals and inspiration and aspirations, I don't think I
Yes.
can achieve them when I'm in this kind of relationship. So you make a
Yes.
decision to move on. What about now the other person who is still attached?
Okay. If in the process of making this decision that the person has decided that he or she will detach himself, it doesn't mean he has started detaching himself. It's good he sits that person down who was also part of the support system. And
Do you think the process of detachment, is it psychological or is something you do on the physical level?
I
Can
don't
you
know
hear
if,
me?
if it is my network that was breaking or your net. No, I couldn't hear you before. I don't
You
know
are
if you can
mute.
repeat the
Phoenix, you
question.
are mute. We can't hear you.
No, no, like I was saying, do you think the process of detaching, is it psychological? Because to me, I think the process of detaching from such a situation, it is mental. Like you have to analyze, you have to do a mental analysis to realize that no, if I look at the kind of life I want to live right now, these are the debates that you do in your mind. You say now, I
Yes.
think I should drop this person for me to have a better future.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yes.
this person that you have maybe doesn't have the same plans. Maybe has a
Exactly.
different
Yes.
plan. He wants to, yes, he wants to live. In fact, for you, it's going to be very easy for you. Now, I think INEX, what is asking, how is this other person is going to survive that detachment when you choose to
Okay.
withdraw?
Okay.
Then again, with Valley,
Now.
I want to come to a point. Okay, sorry, Claire. I want to come to a point you made where you said when you are in a relationship, you don't go with all your emotions. You mentioned something like that. So when you want to detach, you don't have to like feel any sense of guilt, or when the other person detached from you, you don't feel hurt. So I was asking, how can you be in a relationship or friendship where you're not fully involved emotionally? Then that's honestly not a friendship or relationship to me. Like, how do you go? Because I feel like I'm guilty of it. The reason why I say so is because when you've been hurt, um, your first breakup or heartbreak situation makes you want to be in a defensive mood in your next
Yes.
relationship. I don't know if you
Yes.
get
Yes.
me. Or if you get
Yes.
me,
I
I'm
understand what you're saying.
okay. So
Yes.
now
You
let's
always
say,
go with a guard. Yes.
yeah, so honestly, you'll be at a defensive mood in your next relationship because you're already expecting the worst. Let me put it that way. And sometimes people will tell me like you're pessimistic or you're too stiff. You don't need to be rigid. You need to be flexible. You need to be free. Be open. Do you get? But because you're scared of being so vulnerable to the point that when it goes south again, you go back to your share, or you feel you'll be hurt or heartbroken again. So you have that your defensive shield on. Do you get? So I get that point where you're coming from, but it may seem as though you're cheating the other partner, because if you're going into a relationship where you're not fully open-minded, you're not going to give your 100% in that relationship. And
Yeah.
definitely
Okay.
it's bound to break, because the other party who is giving his or her 100% at the time will get to a certain point, if they are emotionally aware, if they are self-aware, and they don't want to
No.
be
Okay.
again.
Okay. Like the way I look at it, you
Mm,
see, the most important thing in a relationship is love. Okay.
okay.
And that love that you express, it is
Mm,
not something in here. The love expression is something that you feel within you, and the other person will reciprocate it. Okay, so love is a mutual something. But if you're in, because what you're saying right now is
mm,
that you should give, like, the other person, you should love the other person so much so that if the other person chooses to withdraw, then it's going to be a very difficult situation for you. It's like you going to the tap and start, you depend on the tap for water. Okay, when the water stops when the tap stops giving water, okay, then
mm,
that's a very big problem. You're going to suffer. But now, to me, the way I look at it, if you understand that emotions, all kinds of emotions, love or agony, happens within you, but the permission comes from the other person, the moment you develop love, when you create, because most of the, actually, what I realize, most of the people don't love themselves. When you fully love yourself, it becomes natural to love another person, and that kind of love is not going to be a kind of love where you have to give to get something. It's going to be a natural love whereby, because what you give out is what you get. When you truly, and of course, you cannot give what you don't have. Now, let me ask you a question, Hinex. Just imagine, if you love someone so much, yes, maybe that person loves you also, but you love that person so much. What if that person chooses to stop, or withdraws or detaches from the loving? How are you going to feel? Definitely, you're going to feel very bad and vulnerable. So, if the other person can control how you're going to feel, I want you to tell me any kind of enslavement better than that. That is going to be enslavement, because if the other person can tune how you're going to feel, then you become a slave to the other person.
thank you.
That's the way I look at it.
Okay. Um, okay. The reason why I asked is because when you mentioned that you try not to be emotionally too attached in the relationship, so that when they detach, you can move on easily. That's why I came up with that question. Like, if two people are in a relationship and one person is not being 100% emotionally attached, don't you think they are cheating the other person, and as a result endangering the relationship itself? That's the
No,
question.
you see, I think still you're not getting my point. Eh? Let me try to rephrase it and see if I can make it a little bit comprehensible. Right?
Okay.
Like what we have to understand first. Do you love yourself? Do you fully love yourself? Because you see,
A
sometimes
lot.
we think we love ourselves, but we actually don't love ourselves, and that's why we attach ourselves to the other person. Eh? We love the other person so that the other person can love us back. But
Okay.
if you fully 100% love yourself, it will be natural for you to love the other person without any form of attachment at all. Okay, you'll give because you love yourself. You have something to give because you cannot give something you don't have. You cannot be empty or devoid of love and you expect to love. You're going to like someone, but you cannot love someone when you don't love yourself. In fact, most of the relationship, people like others and they don't really love them. They are attached to themselves and they are giving out what they have because of what the other person offers. But everything begins with who you are. If you're generally a loving person, it will be natural. There's even no caution. The other person must love you because it's a natural law. It's a universal law that what you give out is what you receive in return. There is no way that you can fail out. This is spiritual science. It is a universal law. Whatever, if you give out to hate, if you give out insecurity, those are the same thing that you're going to be getting all the time. Most of the people don't understand these things on this level.
Okay. Thank you, Wait Valley. Claire, I don't know if you have anything to say before I conclude with what I wanted to say. Seeing that my network is really messing up, I had to change my router. I took it outside entirely. So I don't know, I'm trying to round up. But before I do so, I don't know if you have
Okay.
something. Welcome,
Well, what I would just say
Miss
regarding
Missy Five. And thank you for the gifts. Thank you. Okay, yes, please
particular,
go on.
yeah, particularly the one you said where if you, as a matter of fact, in my opinion, you can't go into any type of relationship. Then you will not keep some of your emotions or some of your goodies that you were supposed to bring to the relationship. You will keep them at home. Why? Because you are protecting your heart. As a matter of fact, you are setting up that relationship to fail. It's like we want to build something solid, and the part you were supposed to do or bring, you are not bringing it. So, of course, I was trying to talk about how one can detach before that question came. Then you now asked, what of the person that you are trying to leave? How will the person survive? Yes, I understand. Yes, I understand. Of course, it is painful when you invest time, energy, and money in a relationship, and the relationship didn't work out. Naturally, anybody will feel bad. But in the process of living, that you have decided that okay, this relationship is not good for me. It's not good for my present. It's not good for my future. It's also good you discuss it with the person and let the person know. Of course, you would have tried. Like, there's an attitude that you are bringing to this relationship that I don't like. There's a bad energy that there's something you are doing that I would love you to stop. If the person stops, obviously, I don't think anybody will be considering detachment. But if the person refuses to change, now the detachment is on a solid ground. You cannot let the person know that okay, no, 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 I can't do this one with you. Then the process of the detachment starts. You start, of course, you have told the person. You start avoiding any form of communication with the person. In fact, that's just basically it. Avoid communication with the person because any form of communication might ignite some fires that you wouldn't want to be ignited. So, basic thing, you avoid communication. Let me stop there in case
So,
somebody
so, so
else
like,
also have
so,
something
so,
to
so,
say.
what do you think? What's the purpose of detaching?
The
I want
purpose
to,
of
so let me
detaching,
come in, let me come in there, Wait Valley. Claire, you mentioned that somebody will not want to detach without you having maybe without him or her having a reason, right? I want to
Yes.
prove you wrong that certain people who have maybe um, position themselves as what they might not have been or what they are not, just because they are trying to get certain attention or certain type of individuals. Do you get? Let's say, for
Yes.
instance, a lady has pretended to be who she is not in order to
Yes.
get the attention of a guy, of a man that
Yes.
she likes. You get? So
Yes.
maybe I haven't gained the attention of this man, and now this man has also professed his feelings or his likeness for her, and now decided that they be in a relationship. This lady, knowing that most of the characteristics or most of the things she has posed to be
Said.
is actually not
Yes.
true. In the long
Yes.
run, before they will be caught up with their lies, they might try to want to withdraw themselves in order for them not to be caught up, so they can just save themselves of the embarrassment. I don't know if you get where
Okay.
I'm coming from.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Or a guy might have pretended to be who he is not,
Yes.
and now he meets a lady who actually meets up to that expectation or standard is posing to. I would like my woman to be of this class or status. I am of this class and status, so
Yeah.
also I would like my woman to be of such. And when he goes into a relationship with
Yes.
such a lady, and now he's beginning to find out that his lies will soon caught up with him, like they will still catch him
Yes.
now. He might look for one way or the other
Yes.
to just detach himself, bring himself out of the
Okay.
situation without the lady even giving him any reason. Do you get? Do you get? This is someone
Yes.
loving you genuinely, but because
Yes.
everything you've supposed to be was lies, fake. Let me use the word fake. Do you get? And now you know they will catch you for you who you are. You will try to want to withdraw yourself. So if you say some people detach
Okay.
for no reason, for certain reasons, there must be a reason. I will tell you that certain people
Yes.
detach from you
You
because you want to
okay?
comfort
Yes. 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 That's
them.
the reason that you have given. It's a reason. That's why I say you can't detach without a reason.
Okay.
Now you have raised your bar
Now
so
the
high
other
to
person,
get.
the other person might not know. Do you get? So they'll
Yes.
just be
Yes.
wondering, what could I have done wrong? Except they are
Yes.
smart enough to do their findings, and then get to realize that, oh, this could be the reason why. Yeah, he wore a mask. Who you really you do you get? So that's when you start
Yes.
finding out,
Yes.
oh, this person has been living in pretense all along. Do you get?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the person that is detaching would definitely have a reason because it's a reason that will fuel the detachment. It's
Okay.
probably he has raised his or her bar so high, and that
Yeah.
and the other person has fallen in love with a version that is not him. So he is already feeling guilty, like, okay, either this is bad or I'll be embarrassed if he or she finds out. So let me
That.
leave. So there's a reason still. So he's leaving
Yeah.
because of that reason. Yeah. And that type of living or detachment, he can choose to be honest about it. He can choose to lie about it.
True.
You understand? So if he cannot bring himself to own up to the reason why he's leaving, he can look for one or two things to say. Probably if you can't tell the person, okay, I lied. I kind of liked you so much. I didn't want to just lose you. I lied about so and so. That's being honest. But if you can't say that, if it, I don't know, you wanted to say something.
Yes, yes, I wanted to say something.
Okay.
I wanted to say, like, okay, I think Hynex's main function, even in the beginning, was how can you detach from a person without causing harm, without causing emotional pain.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the point. Because if you look at it, doesn't matter, because there is always a reason. Of course, a person cannot detach without a reason. A reason will be there. A reason can be fair. it can be from fair to hideous, you know. It can have a number of spectrum, right from good to bad. So to me, I don't think the reason even matters. That's why I said right in the beginning, okay, it's good for a person to train not to get attached, because attachment doesn't mean love. When I'm not attached to you, doesn't mean that I don't love you. I can love you. In fact, the best way of loving someone fully is not to have attachments to that person, you know, because when you are attached to this person, that means you have something that you're extracting from that person. Now let me say, for example, I'm attached to this particular girl because of her looks, okay? Because she has nyash, so I'm so much attracted to this person, and I don't want to leave this girl because she has nyash, okay? So if God forbid, if one day she wakes up without a nyash, that means I'm going to get a reason for detaching. Are you getting my point?
That's a reason.
So
yes,
it's a reason. Yes, it's a reason.
Yeah.
Like I said, everything has a reason. Now, what if one day she wakes up without a what? A nyash? You're going to detach because now you have a reason. What if you love this person without any attachment? You just love the person without attaching, without associating anything to that love that you have for that person.
Okay, thank you so much, With Valley. This is where I will come in, because I see now, when I saw that comment, like I mentioned, I was like, how can you say detachment is the best form of love? Exactly, that was the word he used. In my head, I was like, why would you say such? Do you get? But as you all can see now and witness, With Valley also shares the same opinion with the individual, right? So, on me, reading furthermore and thinking, I was like, okay, fine. This is something that I think I'm also guilty of, or I'm actually doing correctly, because like in the example I tried to state earlier on, I was like, if you've been once heartbroken, there are tendencies that in your next relationship you will want to be more guided. You will not want to loosen up. You will not want to be fully attached, because you're trying to prepare your mind in case of any eventualities. Do you get that? Let's say the relationship doesn't goes as planned, you'll be fine. Honestly, I won't lie to you, for a period of time, I think after my very first heartbreak, you all should know, which was my first relationship, after then, every other relationship I go into, I go guided. I go with a stiff mind. I go with the mind of, today this relationship my end. Do you get? I had that I don't care attitude, but but I wanted to give it a try. Do you get? Because they say never. So because of that word, never say never, I will want, if
You
I
see, Inex,
yes.
if I may cut you short a little bit, also that's not the
I
best
forget.
attitude.
I might forget what. Please just
Okay,
this
finish.
moment, please.
Okay,
So,
finish. Yes.
yeah, so but when they say never, I will want to give the next relationship a try, especially if the individual asking me out to someone who I fancy. Do you get? But while in the relationship, I'm very much grounded. I'm hoping for the best, yet also prepared for the worst. Do you get? So now, what I would want us to even talk about is situation whereby, even when you go into a relationship or friendship with someone, you can still be in love. You can still be emotionally attached, but have that mindset of self-worth, self-value. Because if it doesn't go as it's supposed to be, you take it that this is a situation you cannot control. So in such situation that you know that you cannot control, you let nature have its course. Do you get? So you shouldn't be overwhelmed. You shouldn't wallow yourself in depression or in pains, thereby causing more harms, more hurts to yourself because it didn't go as planned. So that's what I was expecting you to like elaborate on more on. Do you get? letting us learn how to deal with detachment regardless of the outcome. Do you get? But you saying that somebody should not be emotionally attached, I feel like it will be you cheating the other person, because the other person will be coming with maybe 99% of their feelings, and you're just there with 20% because you don't want to be attached. The only time I will say yes, someone shouldn't be attached is when you're being professional. Like in the medical profession, the doctors, a gynecologist who is a male and wants to examine his patient, definitely he will not be attached. He will not have to attach his emotions in the course of his job. Do you get? Because once he does that,
Yes,
it's
yes,
going to
yes.
cause unprofessionalism. So that's the only aspect I feel like you shouldn't be attached. Or maybe you're like a lecturer or a facilitator, and now you have your students, you're trying
You see,
to
Inex,
Mhm. You can't put
Inex.
much emotional
Okay.
attachment there, so you don't
Uh,
breach professionalism. Yes, please go on with Valley.
yes, okay. Like when it comes to professionalism, that's also self-control. The same
Okay.
thing that we can also apply in relationships. But you
Okay.
see what you said that for you when you're going, like you had a breakup in your first relationship, so that all the other relationships, you go in a manner, in a way that you carry one leg inside the relationship and leave another one back, if I
Exactly.
may use that analogy. Yeah. That's not a healthy way of doing it. Let me give you a simple example to show you like the way I
That's
look
what
at
we
it.
want to hear. Yes, tell me.
Yes. So I want you to imagine. Now, just imagine you find a flower on the roadside, and it's beautiful. You love
Okay.
it. Do you pluck it or you leave it?
I might pluck it, but if I know I
You
cannot nurture
now,
that
yes,
flower, I will
yes,
leave it.
yes, yes. Because if it's a beautiful flower and you love it, you leave it to live. You leave it to thrive. But if you have attachment, if you have that possession, that possessive energy, you will pluck it and go with it. And when you pluck it, it will definitely die. I want you to put a relationship into this perspective that
Okay.
if you love someone, give them some sort of freedom to live free without attachment. Because when you attach yourself to someone, they are going to live a certain kind of life, because they are going to live a certain kind of life, and what their kind of life they are living, it might hurt you. It might hurt you. You may feel bad because this person wants to go and meet her girls, but because you're so insecure and attached, you're going to feel insecure. The insecurity is going to arise. And very many other things that will arise because of the attachment and the possession. You're so possessed to this person. What if you give her freedom because you love yourself and you're not attaching to this person? You give them freedom and you also have a freedom. That's when love can thrive and actually last for long. I think that's the best way of putting it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know if anyone have a concluding submission. Yes, Damusti, welcome me. Long time. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. If we do not have, we can.
Let me say
Yes,
something.
please. Okay, Angel, please go on.
I understand what Wiz Valley is saying, and Wiz Valley is actually making a good point, a great point, I would say. But the truth of the matter is, it's extremely hard. It's extremely difficult to say you don't get attached to someone. I'm telling you the truth. It's like a point of, if you want to be transparent, it's a point of white or black. If someone is asking you to choose between the two colors, if it's white or black. Because if Wiz Valley is saying you shouldn't get attached, and I like that example he gave, but is there's a thin line from what he's saying and what you are saying when you say you don't go in with everything. You have one leg in and one leg out.
Yeah.
There's a very thin line between both. So it's going to be very difficult to actually go into relationship and then you are not attached. If you are not attached, you can't give in your all. If you can't give in your all, you are not hoping to grow in the relationship. That's just my opinion.
You
Because
see,
it's
thank you.
something like he said, wait, literally, like when he said, when you love someone, there's it is the way you love someone. There's always that attachment. There are some things you would expect, or there are some things you do. You love someone, you want to hear from this person. You want to call this person. You want this person to spoil you. You want to always be around this person. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels like that, but that's how I feel anyway.
I
So
think we all
there's
feel the
some
same way.
so if I do that, I'm expecting that in return. So if I'm giving you all that, and then you are in the one leg in, one leg out, not feeling attached, if I send you a message, you might decide to reply or not. I won't be feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
And then I will start doubting if I'm in a relationship, or I'm in a relationship where I'm the only one that thinks I'm in a relationship. You understand that?
Yeah.
So that's just my
Yeah.
own opinion, anyways. But I really like what Miss
I,
Valley said. But
I
I'm
want
just
you to
saying it's
imagine,
very
eh?
difficult. It's very difficult to have. Yeah, it's fine. Miss Valley, you can continue.
Yeah, it's very difficult. That's why very few people can do it.
Yeah.
That's why very few people can do it. But it's very effective if you do it. Eh? But you see, when you, like what Inex said, eh? When you put one leg inside, one out, eh? That's when you can't give 100% of what you have to give. You know, that's when you, because you have insecurity. When you leave one leg out, it means you're expecting, like, how should I call it, eh? You expect something bad to happen. That's why you're not giving 100% of what, of your attention to the relationship, and that's very dangerous. Why? Because understanding the universal, how the universe works, the universal law, that whatever that you expect, it is likely to manifest. It can come into reality, whatever you expect. In fact, that's how prayers work. You pray and you expect, you ask for something and you start expecting it to happen, and it will actually happen. Okay. Yes. So that's very different from my analogy, from the example I gave. It's extremely different. Eh? The other one, you can love 100% without attachment, without being attached. For example, you can have your children, your family at home. You can love them, you give them everything they need, like the children, you have your son, you have your daughter, you love them very much, but you don't have to be attached to them. Because if if you get attached to them, that's something different now. I don't want you people to think that love has anything to do with attachment. Attachment is something very different from love. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Wait, Fali, are you still want to say something, or is the network?
Oh, can you hear, you couldn't hear me? Were you hearing me?
Yes, you were saying that attachment is not love. That was the last part we heard of you.
Yes, yes, that was my last word.
Oh, okay, okay.
Attachment is what is possession, is that love to possess something. Eh? For example, I've gotten this girl. I don't want to see her with with other groups of girls. I don't want to see her with other guys. I don't want her to have other friends because I'm so attached to her. That's enslavement. That's taking away her freedom. Eh? But if I love you, that means I have to trust you. Okay, I don't have to attach. I really have to give you your freedom as an individual so that you can live your life. But that cannot stop me from loving you and from doing anything that has to do with love. I don't have to possess you like a property. It really doesn't make sense if you look at it. If you dig deeper and you understand what I'm trying to say, it will make sense to you.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, I've come to learn now that attachment is like being so possessive. It's like a possessed love, right?
Yes, yes.
Am I right?
Inex,
If
Inex,
if
let
you
me ask
say
you a
at
question. Inex, if you say attachment is showing that you possess someone, like the example he gave, if you are in a relationship, you don't want someone else to be with this person or to look at this person, that's possession. Please, don't you want that in your relationship? You want everyone to have
No,
access to your person.
no, not that, because you see, if I have you, if you're my person, for example, I assume I married someone mature. So if you have a certain behaviors that I cannot tolerate, that's a different thing. If I realize that I cannot tolerate, then there and then I can make a decision. But then I don't have to live with you for the rest of my life when I'm limiting you from living your life. I don't have to become also another burden because life is too short. Why should I, you know, stop you from doing what you love because I love you? I love you, so you should not do this and this and this because you're going to hurt me by doing that. Isn't that a limitation? Why do I have to limit you living your life? Really?
But you
It's a
can
tough one.
limit.
can I?
Greetings, Jazz. But you can limit the person from the kind of communication or conversations they have. The last time we were talking about if you can talk to someone for 5 hours, you stood against it. So let's get where the limitation, if there's a barrier for the limitation.
You're coming, guys. You're
Hey,
coming.
Angel, you're lying.
Yeah, what do you have to say to that? With Valley, she's asking you to defend yourself now.
Sorry. No, no, she's lying. I never said that before. I never did.
With Valley, you even gave us an
I don't remember
example.
saying that, really.
You don't remember? Oh no. You gave an example whereby you even stated your almost then in-law. Do you get that she eventually got married to another
Yes,
guy, but
yes.
she always talks with you, and you told her that that guy doesn't love
Mm,
her. If he's always allowing her to be on the
yes.
phone hours with another person, he doesn't really love her. And it ended up that they broke up and you told her that you see the point I was trying to prove. So
Yes, yes. That's exactly what I was saying. Exactly like in this very point I was making. Like I
but
was
you don't
saying
have
that
a problem
if
with
a,
it.
if a person if a person has a certain behaviors I cannot stand, because sometimes people can hide their behaviors, and you reach a point where you realize that, oh, this person did not reveal to me these kinds of behaviors. Okay, so now is behaving like this. Then I have to make a immediate decision to make a decision that no, I don't think I can continue with this person. Okay, but if a person is mature and is conscious enough, then he has to behave in a way that is, of course, going to make me comfortable. That is not going to make me uh, doubt her or him. So, therefore, I have to make sure that when I love this person, I have to take what comes with her. I don't have to just follow for her pretty face. But if this person has certain behaviors, but those behaviors are not so intense, okay, then I can go with her. I can continue living with her. But if I realize that I cannot go with her, I make a decision. But then I don't want to monitor. I don't want to monitor this person, to go peeping what she's doing, this and that. I wouldn't want to live in this kind of relationship. I would want a person to have freedom and do things that are conscious, that she has to be conscious and do things that are right for the relationship. And
Okay.
if she's not conscious enough to do that, then that's another story.
Thank you. Thank you. Clara Pido, you wanted to say something because we are about leaving. It's past 9 already. We need to go to Angel's line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Well, that means I wanted to ask a question so that The question will
Please
not
go
be too
ahead. If
long.
you
I wanted
cannot
to
answer,
ask with
then we
Valley
carry it over to next week.
if he is a Christian, or what's your religion?
Yeah, I'm not
Which one is not
religious. I'm
religious?
spiritual.
It's not religious.
I'm not
Okay, you are
religious.
not.
It's a,
Eh?
I don't want to use that one.
Okay, you are neither a Muslim nor a Christian.
Yeah. Or even a
Yes, I don't
tradition.
have any religion. Yes.
Okay. I just so that means the question I would have asked you will not be valid, because I wanted to ask you what you believe in, if that being loves you, because if he loves you, he would definitely give you directions as to what to do and what not to do. It's just in the same way, if you love your child, there are certain things you will not allow the child to do,
Okay.
and certain persons might
Yes.
interpret that one as attachment, or because you were saying that if you love a lady or you love a guy, you are not supposed to stop the lady from, or the guy from doing whatever he or she would have loved to be doing.
I don't know if you get my perspective. I'm not saying that I shouldn't stop her, but I wouldn't want to become another boss, like to dictate what she's going to be doing all the time. Eh? But
Yes, I
I would love, yes,
Okay.
yes. Like I don't. You see, I don't know. I don't know the best way of putting it, but it's not this. I can tell her that, you know what you did is not good. There are some things, but I don't have to monitor her or start commanding her, like making her uncomfortable, because there are some things I know 100% are going to make her uncomfortable, and they are not. They are going to
Yes.
make her feel like the way I wouldn't want her to feel. Okay, so I wanted, for example, if she wanted to go out with her friends, she wanted to do this and that, those simple things. But there are some things that she can do that are
Yeah.
extreme, where I could make
Practically, you
some
know that
comments.
this is not the situation here now, you know. Do you get? It's not the situation here now. It's not about monitoring the person or trying to be overly possessive of the person. Do you get? We are just talking
Exactly.
about situations whereby detachment comes unexpected. Maybe you one person you find yourself truly attached to you. It could be friend, it could be siblings. Do you get? Then all of a sudden they are probably not going in the right way that you would want them to go, and now you want to caution, because sometimes detachment can be a means of cautioning. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. Do you get? I might have a sibling who is erring, and I might have spoken to that person, and maybe my words of mouth are no longer working. In order for them to know that I'm really not happy, it could be a friend. In order for them to know that I'm really not happy with the way you're going about these things, and I've spoken to you, but you're still not willing to adhere or make a change. So, because of that, you want to withdraw yourself completely from them. Do you get? The reason why
Yes.
I even wanted us to dive more into this, I had a friend. She's still my friend. Let me not even use the word I had, because I'm trying to use the word I had because she has healed from that phase of life. She went through heartbreak and she was really on diet. This lady became so lean. This is a very chubby person. Do you get, like, when you're talking about times two of my size? She became so lame. You could mistake her for a sick person. I would say she's even sick as her then. Maybe she's emotionally sick. Do you get? So I told her that this
Yes.
thing is taking a toll on you. And she was complaining that, oh, the worst part is that she doesn't get to have men who ask her out anymore and all of that. So while we're talking one day, and I told her, if you're not looking presentable, if you're not taking care of yourself, men will not find you good looking enough for them to even ask you out again. So you cannot, because someone left you, you abandon your old self, and then you're expecting that one person will come. Do you get? You have to take good care of yourself. You have to look good for yourself. So you'll be
Yes.
presentable for.
That is a self-love I was talking about.
Exactly, for future suitors. Do you get? So at the time, I felt like, um, I don't know, me, I was behaving like an experience.
Learning from other people's mistakes.
No, they want to use. No. I felt like me, I was bold enough, I was strong enough to dish out such advice because I felt like I heal quickly. I don't dwell on such. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know because I don't know, maybe it's the way I see things or as you or maybe other people's experiences exactly. So it has made me not to hold that word I love you so dear until you have proven yourself. Do you get? So when I saw her going through this thing, and some of the things she complained of, to me I was thinking, oh my god, I don't think they can come to terms with reality. Some of these things is hard for you to do. It takes the grace of God. You get. I'm not asking her to settle for the bare minimum. But still, I'm not expecting her to overrate certain people to the extent that you are expecting so much from them. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. So that was the explanation I was giving to her. For detachment, you need to learn how to let go. You need to learn how to know that whether this person is there or not, I'm still good. I'm better off with me.
Yes,
And I can still do
exactly.
better. Do you get? So that was what I was expecting us to like enlighten us more on how to love ourselves more and learn how to move on quickly, like moving on quickly. Some people will say it's not good to move on quickly, but honestly, I would advise you move on quickly in whatever situations, because if you decide to still dwell on it, you might end up hurting yourself and at the same time even lose opportunity of better chances. Do you get? So that's it. Thank you so much, guys. I don't want to keep you on furthermore. I appreciate you all so much, and always love your presence. It gives me the morale for me to continue. Thank you so much. And despite the network glitch, you always still here waiting for my return. I really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Shato. Shato is always waiting for my closing remark. How the gift
Yes,
comes.
that's it. That's it. Very
Thank you.
well,
Thank you
another
so
good
much.
yes, another good podcast for today. So it's all good. It's all good.
Thank you. Thank you. At
Keep
some
on
point,
striving forward.
oh, thank you. At some point, I was thinking you were so busy that you probably might not even be listening. You're just sitting there listening.
I'm busy,
Yeah.
but I was still keying in until the ending part so I can send you know, the ending, the closing, like you said, gift.
The closing remark.
Yes,
Thank
closing
you.
remarks gift.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Okay.
truly
All right.
appreciate it. Thank
Very
you
nice,
so much.
Inex.
Thank you. Thank you, Clara Pido. Thank you, Witch
Thank
Valley,
you.
Alex, and everyone that has been here. So we call it a day today. Bye bye. Shato, you keep leveling up. Thank you. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Please turn off your mic and tell me bye bye.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.